Alright guys, today I'm gonna show you the TC-1 and the TC-2 by Joyo. So before start the review, I have to send a huge thanks to Joyo because they basically sent me for free the unit to check out. But of course, this video is not sponsored by Joyo, it's not sponsored by anyone. No one told me how to run the video, so this is all from my idea and all from my perspective and of course my opinion. So let's start talking about this TC2 and TC1. What are these two TC? TC stands for tone chain, and as you can see are basically flyrig. So it's basically whatever you need to rock and roll. You have the overdrive, the DS, which is distortion, and the delay. And of course, here you have the tap tempo and the knob. If you press, you can see basically the tuner. And it's really useful, the tuner, because it works really well. So my guitar is pretty all in tune. Yeah, I'm happy. So pretty straightforward. In this video, I compare basically these two units, but also I test separately, of course, this unit. These two units basically shares some settings. For example, the overdrive is the same. There is no any differences. The DS is different, and we will listen also the differences in the sound and also in the tweaking that you have. And of course, the delay is the same. So basically, what is changing here is only the DS, okay? Only this distortion channel. Talking about the connection are the same for the two TC tone change. So basically you have the input of your guitar, the send and return, so the loop if you want to engage different loop effects. Then you have the output. The output is stereo, even if there is no any stereo effect, so also the delay is mono, unfortunately, but you have stereo output. You can go basically in two different amplifiers if you want. Then you have the cap simulation, but let me say this cap simulation is pretty terrible. It's basically useless, and I'll show you in a moment how it sounds. Then you have the aux in if you want to send some music, and maybe is this the reason why you have stereo output. And of course you have here on the side the balanced output, again stereo, so the balanced output in the XLR cable, which I'm using right now, even if I'm basically using mono signal, but I plug both the two balanced output. As you can see, really cool design, really minimal. I like the fact that you have the color that is telling you the status of each parts of the tone chain. Talking about the routing that I'm using right now, basically I'm using in serial the two TC from input ear of my guitar, then the output, normal output, not balanced output, because I have to go in the input here of this tone chain 2, and then I'm going out with the balanced output to my, as you can see, I have my Orion Studio Synergy Core Antelope audio interface, and then I'm going directly to my Studio 1. In Studio 1, I'm using my own impulse responses because I need a cabinet. Since I'm not using the cap simulation here, I'm using my own impulse responses. And if you are a member, you can get it for free. Let me show you the differences in the cap simulation, because I really don't like the cap simulation which is inside here. So this is the sound of, let me disengage the overdrive, so only the distortion, and this is the basic sound with the TC and an impulse response. Okay, now let's disengage here the impulse response, and let's place the cap rig here. I have also to lower the level because it's really loud, this cap simulation. And this is the sound. So without the cap simulation, it's also better. Without any cabinet, basically. I'm using only the tone chain. Of course, this is only the sound of the amplifier, but with the cap simulation, it's pretty terrible, and basically they are the same cavity simulation. So disengaging the cavity simulation but using external impulse response. For example, this is an impulse response from my pack David Laboga Tight series with the Mamzer 30 speaker and the R1 microphone, so it's a ribbon microphone. This is the sound. So it's pretty different. So let's listen the sound. Let's start from the TC-1. Basically you have, without any part engaged, you have basically your DI signal. So it's not really a clean channel. To have a clean channel, you have to use this like a stone box in your amplifier, and then you use the clean channel of your amplifier. Maybe I can do a video with real amplifier and use this as a stone box. Let me know in the comment below if you want to see that kind of video. So let's engage the overdrive, and then basically here you are engaging on basic overdrive sound. Let's use overdrive with all at noon. But it's basically the sound of a pedal, okay? So it's not the sound of the amplifier. So I prefer to use the DS like the main amplifier. So if you place, for example, all at the noon, here I have the gain, the level, and the tone. And here I have a tiny switch to choose between low and high gain. So let's start with the low gain. This is more a sound of an amplifier. Let's open a bit the tone. Here you don't have the control of the mids, and as you can listen, it's a bit scooped, the sound. You don't have also the equalization, so it's pretty limited here. Instead, here you have a lot of tweaking. So let's listen again the sound. Let's switch on the high gain. Also the volume is increased. Even with the tone at the maximum, it's pretty dark, the sound. Let's now push this DS, so my amplifier, with the overdrive in the boost section. So no any drive, all the way up level and tone. So like a tube screamer. There is a metallic sound. probably are here. Okay, now let's switch on the 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙠 and let's listen immediately the amplifier. So let's start with all at the noon. Okay. Pretty dark. Also here all at the noon. Lot of bass, so let's lower the low. High. As you can see here with the treble, basically, you can push more the brightness, so all the way up. Think that here, basically, with all the way up tone, it's a bit dark, while here. So this 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙠 is more for metal, my opinion. This is more for rock and rock. TC-2 is more for metal. And very, very useful is the mid frequencies, because here you have the mid frequencies, but you have also the frequencies here. So you can push and decide which mid frequencies, okay? So with the frequency here, I can choose, for example, something like that, and I can push all the way up. And I can listen my mid frequencies. I can sweep it. For example, I can decide to boost these frequencies for a solo. This is really cool. Let's lower a bit the boost. Maybe this one. So, for example, for a normal riff, I have this one. And when I want to make a solo, I have this one. Or I can search for a frequency that I don't like. And I can cut it. So I can create more scooped sound, more metal ready. And I can, of course, boost with the overdrive again, so level and so on. It's also pretty silent. Even if you listen this noise on the background, it's pretty silent because as you can listen, we have lots of gain. And there is no control of the gate, but it's pretty silent. Mosquitoes! Of course, we have the tap tempo here to decide the tempo of the delay. So guys, you have the link in the description of both the unit if you are interested to purchase. You can go directly also on the website of Joyo to see all the specification. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.